Good morning, this is Kasturi Day. I was discussing in my last video about the metals and non-metals chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 7. It's a chemistry chapter. Today I will start with the corrosion. Okay, corrosion. What is corrosion? Corrosion is the wearing away of the metal due to certain chemical action with the pollution of the air or water, whatever it is. Okay. In this, the corrosion first is freshly cut surfaces of metals shine. We know that when the metal surfaces are first freshly cut, they have a shine. Now, when exposed to air, it is usually get tarnished. It generally get tarnished, that is discolored. They become discolored. Why this happens? Because a thin film of metal oxide is generally formed over the cut surface by the action of air or moisture on the metal. And this is the corrosion, what you say. Now, sometimes the H2S gas present in the polluted air also cause the formation of metal sulfide. Okay, this also corrodes the metal. Example, excuse me. Silver gets tarnished in polluted air, which forms silver sulfide, black silver sulfide. Silver, if we place some ornaments or some utensils of silver, made of silver, outside in the air, we'll see after some days it turns black. This is due to the formation of silver sulfide, which has come in the contact with the moisture and air, which has changed the silver into some by chemical action, that is, they have formed silver sulfide, black silver sulfide, which has changed the color to black. Now, in many cases, silver and gold tarnishing protects the rest of the metallic mass from the chemical action of the air. That means that when the color of the silver, outside color has changed black, but the inside remains the same. Okay, so this protects the outer which has become black. This protects the inner lining of the silver remain as it is, not coming in contact with the air, not taking place any chemical action. When the chemical action of the air is prolonged beyond tarnishing, the compounds formed slowly eat away the metal. Okay, so first the metal comes in contact with the air and moisture. Okay, and then it becomes tarnished. But when this tarnishing remains over and over years longer, that is, if you place this outside without taking care, it remains outside without even not polishing it, not taking care of it, as it is lying. Then what happens? The tarnishing compounds which are formed outside due to that for which the tarnishing has taken place, that compound eats away slowly the metal. This is the corrosion. So corrosion is the slow destruction of a metal or an alloy by chemical action. Okay, so corrosion is the slow destruction of a metal or an alloy by chemical action. For example, is rusting. Now, other metals like magnesium, aluminium, zinc, tin, copper also corrodes. Example, corrosion of copper in kitchen utensils. We see if a kitchen utensil which is made of copper, just lying without any use, it is lying for days, for years, it's lying like that. We see it has turned greenish. It is due to the basic copper sulfate or basic copper carbonate which has formed when the copper has come in contact with the moisture and air. That is, it has reacted to the oxygen, sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide and water vapor present in the air to form this copper sulfate or copper carbonate, basic copper sulfate or basic copper carbonate. Okay, that's why it has turned greenish. Now, iron we see, if it is left behind like that, we'll see that it has turned reddish brown. Okay, reddish brown it has become. That is the rust. Okay, which is a hydrated ferric oxide which destroys the iron slowly. It eats away the iron slowly. Sometimes you can see if it is lying for years and years, we'll see that it has become porous. The iron, if a rod is just lying there, that we'll see that iron is become porous and brittle. Just if we pull it up, take it up, pick it up, we'll see that it is coming down as powder. So this happens because due to the corrosion. Now aluminium. Aluminium, with air it forms aluminium oxide due to the strong affinity for oxygen. Because aluminium has a very strong affinity for oxygen, so it takes away the oxygen from the air and forms aluminium oxide. Now lead reacts with the moisture. White deposits of lead we'll see on the lead surface. It forms basic lead carbonate. This is the white deposit is basic lead carbonate. Okay. Next we come to the factors that aid corrosion. Why this corrosion takes place? The presence of impurities in the metals. First condition is the presence of impurities which are present in the metal. Pure metal left in isolation do not corrode. Like the iron pillar which is at Delhi has not corroded because it is made up of pure iron. Okay. Now, second point is the presence of moisture in the air. Third point is the presence of acid forming gases which are present in the air. Okay, like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, they form acids upon reacting with the moisture present in the air, and that reacts to the chemical action on the metal. The acids corrodes the metal. The presence of the salts which are present in the air, present in the surroundings rather say, that facilitate corrosion. Now this can be evident from the following facts. The metals which are used in ships, they corrode. They turn brown, they become rough. The metals which are used in the ship, we can see after many years it has become rough or it has turned brown like that. Then corrosion is more in coastal areas than in the places far from the sea. Because they have salts, the water in the coastal areas, the air in the coastal areas, they have salt. So that corrodes away the metal very fast. Now we come to rusting. Rusting is also a corroding process, we know. It is a slow oxidation process in which the iron slowly reacts with oxygen of the air in presence of moisture and produce a flaky brown substance which is the rust. This is the hydrated ferric oxide. Okay, it is a slow oxidation process of the iron where iron comes in contact with the oxygen of the air in presence of moisture and it produces a flaky substance, flaky brown substance called the rust. It is a hydrated ferric oxide. Its formula is Fe2O3.XH2O. It is reddish brown coating over the iron. What happens? This is the equation, that is iron plus oxygen from the air. Moisture is taken and it's a slow process. It becomes hydrated ferric oxide, that is the rust. This is the formula symbolic equation, that is Fe plus 4Fe plus 3O2 in presence of H2O. It's a slow process, so I told you. Then it forms 2Fe2O3.XH2O. The conditions of rusting is the presence of acidic gases, that is carbon dioxide, sulfur trioxide and nitrogen dioxide, and above all air and water. Now how to prevent corrosion? How we can prevent the corrosion? Corrosion is highly destructive. We know it eats away the metal. So it eats away the metal, it destroys the strength of the metal by making it cracks. This leads to huge loss, as even years it has to be replaced. Okay, so metals can be protected from corrosion by preventing them from remaining in direct contact with the air. If we cut off the air contact from the metal, then we can protect the metal from corrosion. Okay, so how can we do that? The following methods are there. See, by painting. First processes by painting. If we preferably acid resistant paints if we use, like protects the metals from chemical action of air or a solution. First is painting with red lead. Okay, coating, put up heavy iron parts of vehicles, machinery, building materials such as grills, gates, etc. These are done by painting the iron metal with red lead. Then Oil paint. If we do some oil painting, like they are applied on the doors and windows made up of iron, which already have a base coating of red lead. First the iron is coated with the red lead, painted with red lead, and then we put an oil paint, so it protects it from the air incoming air and moisture from getting contacted. Okay, then enamel coating. It is a mixture of iron or steel with the silicates used to coat cooking appliances, refrigerators, etc. They are enamel coated, so that they are given an enamel coating, so that they does not come in contact with the air and moisture. Then coal tar, used for coating the lower parts of the ships and bridges. Okay, lower parts of the ships and bridges are painted with this coal tar. Then plastic coating. The steel pipe lines, hangers, stands, etc. are covered with this plastic coating to protect it from getting eroded or rusted. Then greasing. Second process is greasing. Metals, tools, machine parts are applied with grease, which protects them from chemical action, rusting, also they lubricate them so that they can function easily. Then by metallic coating. If we give a metallic coating to the metals, they can be prevented from coming in contact with the air and moisture. Then these are like galvanizing. If iron articles or metal objects are dipped in molten zinc, which are exposed to heavy moisture, like roof shades, buckets, tubs, water pipes, they are dipped in molten zinc, then they can be protected from getting corroded. Like GI pipes, the pipes which are coated galvanized, they are called GI pipes. They are used for water connections in the homes, or GI sheets, they are used for air coolers. Then galvanized steel is not used for food containers. Why? Because they have, since acids present in the foods reacts with the zinc to form a poisonous compound. That's why they are not used to keep food in them. Then tinning. Tinning is iron sheets are dipped in molten tin. Like the zinc, the iron sheets are dipped in molten tin, which prevents from rusting and gives a shining look. Used to make boxes, cans, packaging material, vegetables, meat, beverages, etc. Then aluminium painting. They protect iron bridges, iron furniture, car bodies, telephone poles, etc. from rusting. Then alloy formation. If iron is fused with nickel, chromium, carbon, etc. to form stainless steel, and this steel become lustrous and corrosion resistant. Okay, they can be made alloy with the can be brass, can be also made an alloy. Then bronze, that is also an alloy. Magnesium is also an alloy, where they protect the metal from corrosion. Okay. They are used for cutlery, surgical instruments, etc. Then electroplating. Then depositing a tin uniform layer of one metal over another by electrolysis. Depositing a thin uniform layer of one metal over the other by electrolysis process. If we deposit one metal over another metal. Okay, then iron articles are electroplated with tin, nickel, chromium or copper. This prevents corrosion, and this makes the metal lustrous for a longer period. This keeps the metal lustrous for a longer period, and that is used for decorative purposes in jewelry, for durability of cutlery, cooking gas stoves, motor parts, etc., for making some parts of cycles, chrome-plated steel or brass for bathroom fittings, copper-plated steel for utensils. Okay, so this we come to, I stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the chapter in the next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box. And if you like the video, press the like button. And if you have not subscribed yet, or you are a new viewer to my channel, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.